The morning light crept through the worn curtains of a small, cramped apartment in the industrial town of Manchester. Emma Thompson stood by the tiny kitchen window, her hands wrapped around a chipped mug of tea, watching the grey streets come to life. At 23, she carried the weight of a world far beyond her years. Her father, Robert, sat slumped in the corner armchair, a shadow of the man he once was. 2 years had passed since her mother's death, and the loss had broken something. Deep inside him, unemployment had become his constant companion, leaving Emma as the sole provider for their struggling family. The clock ticked mercilessly. Emma checked her uniform, carefully ironed the night before, and packed her lunch. A simple sandwich made from discounted bread and the last bits of cheese from their nearly empty refrigerator. 3 jobs awaited her today: morning cleaning at the local hotel, afternoon shift at the grocery store, and evening classes at the community college. As she moved around the small apartment, Emma's movements were calculated and precise. She prepared her father's breakfast, laid out his medication, and ensured the bills were sorted. Her nursing dreams seemed like a distant whisper, constantly overshadowed by the immediate need to survive. The first job started early. The hotel cleaning required precision and speed. Emma moved from room to room, her hands scrubbing, wiping, and organizing. Each room told a different story, some luxurious, some simple, but all a stark contrast to her own life. She worked silently, her dreams tucked away behind her cleaning cart and practical work shoes. During her short break, Emma pulled out her worn notebook. Tucked between cleaning schedules and grocery store shifts were carefully written study notes. Medical terminology, anatomy diagrams, and healthcare principles filled the pages, a testament to her unwavering dream of becoming a nurse. Her colleague, Margaret, an older woman with kind eyes, often watched her during these moments. "You're something special, Emma," she would say. Recognizing the determination that burned within the young woman, the grocery store job was no easier. Hours of standing, scanning items, dealing with difficult customers. Yet Emma remained composed. Her smile never wavered, her politeness never cracked. She knew every penny counted, every moment mattered. Evening classes were her sanctuary. Here, surrounded by textbooks and the possibility of a better future, Emma felt alive. Despite working 2 jobs and caring for her father, she maintained top grades. Her instructors were impressed by her dedication, her ability to absorb knowledge, despite her challenging circumstances. At home, her father's condition weighed heavily. Depression had taken root deep within him, making him a silent presence in their small world. Emma's love and care were the only things keeping him connected to life. She would sit with him in the evenings, sharing stories, helping him through his darkest moments. Financial struggles were a constant companion. Electricity bills, medical expenses, rent. Each month was a delicate balance of survival. Emma had become an expert at stretching every pound, finding deals, and making sacrifices. Her dreams of nursing seemed both close and impossibly far. The medical textbooks were expensive, the course fees daunting. But Emma refused to let circumstances define her future. Each night, after her jobs and studies, she would sit by her father, hold his hand, and whisper her hopes. "We'll get through this, Dad," she would say, her voice a mixture of determination and tenderness. The town around them was changing. Old industrial buildings were being replaced, jobs were becoming scarce, and hope seemed like a luxury few could afford. But Emma represented something different, a spark of resilience, a beacon of possibility. Her life was a delicate dance of survival and dreams. Every morning, she would wake before sunrise, prepare her world, and face challenges that would break most people. Her strength wasn't just in her ability to work multiple jobs or care for her father. It was in her unwavering belief that something better was possible. As the day drew to a close, Emma sat by the window, watching the streetlights flicker to life. Another day survived, another step closer to her dream. Her reflection showed a young woman, tired but undefeated, struggling but hopeful. The journey ahead was long and uncertain, but Emma Thompson was ready to walk it, one determined step at a time. The community centre stood like a beacon of hope in the middle of Manchester's working-class neighbourhood. Posters announcing scholarship opportunities covered its weathered bulletin boards, fluttering in the cold morning breeze. Emma had walked past these notices countless times, always believing they were meant for someone else, someone more privileged, more connected. Her friend Michael discovered the scholarship first, a mechanic's son with dreams of becoming an engineer. He burst into the grocery store where Emma worked, waving a bright yellow flyer. "You've got to apply," he insisted, his eyes burning with excitement. This could change everything. The scholarship was designed for students from low-income backgrounds, offering a chance to pursue higher education. Full tuition coverage, additional support, and a small living stipend. It seemed too good to be true. Emma's hands trembled as she read the details during her lunch break, tucked away in the staff room. That evening she spread the application papers across their small kitchen table. Her father watched silently, a mix of hope and uncertainty in his eyes. "Are you sure? You want to try?" he asked, his voice soft and cautious. Years of disappointment had taught him to be careful with hope. Emma spent weeks preparing her application. Every spare moment was dedicated to crafting her personal statement. She wrote about her mother's battle with illness, her father's struggle with depression, her own journey of survival. Each word was a piece of her heart, carefully placed on paper. Michael helped her proofread, offering support and encouragement. "You're the most determined person I know," he would say, pointing out small improvements. Their friendship had been a lifeline through difficult years, a connection that understood struggle and dreams. The application process was nerve-wracking. Emma gathered recommendation letters from her college instructors, collected proof of her family's financial situation, and compiled her academic records. Each document felt like a piece of her future taking shape. Weeks of waiting followed. Emma continued her routine, cleaning jobs, grocery store shifts, evening classes. But now, with an underlying current of anticipation, every mail delivery became a moment of potential transformation. Her father noticed the change. For the first time in years, he seemed more engaged, asking about the scholarship, showing interest in her future. The possibility of change was healing. Something between them, a spark of hope they had almost forgotten. The community centre where the scholarship committee met became a mysterious place in Emma's imagination. She would pass by, wondering about the people inside, those who would decide her future. Sometimes she would pause, looking at the building, sending silent prayers. Michael remained her constant supporter. "Whatever happens," he would say, "you're brilliant. This scholarship doesn't define you." But they both knew how much it could change their lives. For students like them from working-class families, such opportunities were rare and precious. One grey Wednesday morning, everything changed. The postman arrived earlier than usual. Emma's hands shook as she opened the envelope, her father watching from his chair. The first line blurred through her tears. Congratulations. She had been selected. The moment was surreal. The small apartment seemed to expand, filled with possibilities. Her father's eyes, which had been dulled by years of struggle, suddenly sparkled with pride. "Your mother would have been so proud," he whispered. The scholarship wasn't just about money. It was validation, proof that hard work and determination could break through seemingly impossible barriers. Emma represented something more than herself. She was a symbol of hope for their entire community. News spread quickly. Her colleagues at the grocery store celebrated. Her instructors congratulated her. The local community centre displayed her achievement, inspiring other young people to believe in their dreams. That night, Emma and her father shared a simple meal. No grand celebration, just a quiet understanding of how much this moment meant. They talked about her future, about nursing, about the possibilities that had suddenly opened. Michael arrived with a bottle of sparkling juice, insisting they celebrate. "This is just the beginning," he declared, raising a toast to Emma's success. As darkness fell over Manchester, Emma looked out the window. The street seemed different, brighter, full of potential. Her journey was far from over, but for the first time the path ahead looked clear and promising. The university campus buzzed with energy as Emma walked through its corridors for the first time. Her second-hand backpack, carefully patched and maintained, felt heavy with hope and anticipation. The world around her seemed both familiar and completely foreign, a landscape of possibilities she had only dreamed about. Nursing school was nothing like she had imagined. The first weeks were a whirlwind of complex medical terminology, intense study sessions and practical training. Emma discovered a strength within herself she never knew existed. Where others saw challenges, she saw opportunities to learn and grow. Her background was different from most of her classmates. While they discussed expensive holidays and family connections, Emma worked part-time jobs to support her studies. She would arrive at early morning lectures straight from night shifts, her eyes tired but her mind sharp and focused. Professor Williams, the head of the nursing department, noticed Emma's exceptional dedication. During one challenging practical session, Emma demonstrated a level of compassion and skill that set her apart from her peers. Her ability to connect with patients went beyond textbook knowledge. It was a genuine human touch. At home, her father's transformation continued. The scholarship had awakened something in him. He began helping around the apartment, taking small jobs, reconnecting with life. Emma's success became their shared journey of healing and hope. The financial challenges remained constant. Emma carefully budgeted every penny, often choosing between buying essential medical textbooks or paying for groceries. Her friend Michael would sometimes bring her home-cooked meals, understanding the struggle she faced. Clinical training became Emma's most challenging and rewarding experience. The hospital corridors were a world of human stories, pain, hope, recovery, and loss. She learned that nursing was more than medical procedures. It was about human connection. One particular patient changed everything for Emma. An elderly woman named Margaret, battling a long-term illness, became a turning point in her understanding of healthcare. Margaret had no family, and Emma's compassionate care made a significant difference in her recovery. "You're not just a nurse," Margaret would tell her. "You're a healer of souls." These words became Emma's motivation during the most challenging moments of her training. The winter months were especially difficult. Emma would leave home before sunrise, carrying multiple bags, one with nursing equipment, another with work, clothes and a small lunch packed carefully to save money. Her determination was her greatest strength. Her classmates slowly began to understand and respect her journey. What initially seemed like a divide between her and her more privileged colleagues became a bridge of mutual respect. They saw her, not as someone different, but as someone extraordinary. The nursing program demanded everything from her. Long hours of study, practical training, part-time work, and caring for her father seemed impossible. But Emma had learned to turn impossibility into opportunity. She developed a remarkable ability to manage time, to find strength in moments of exhaustion. Michael continued to be her support system. He would help her review medical notes, listen to her practice patient interactions, and provide emotional support. Their friendship had become a lifeline through her challenging journey. Her father's pride became a silent but powerful motivation. On difficult days, Emma would remember his eyes, filled with hope and admiration. She was not just studying to become a nurse. She was creating a better future for both of them. The university became more than an educational institution. It was a place of transformation, of breaking barriers, of proving that background does not determine potential. Emma represented hope for many students from similar backgrounds. Her clinical supervisor recognized her exceptional potential. "You have something special," she told Emma during a performance review. "Your compassion is your greatest medical tool." These words meant more than any academic achievement. As the first semester drew to a close, Emma realized how much she had changed. The scared, struggling girl who had arrived months ago was transforming into a confident, skilled nursing student. Her journey was becoming a testament to resilience and determination. The small apartment that had once felt like a limitation now felt like a launching pad for her dreams. Every challenge she overcame, every difficult shift she completed, every medical concept she mastered, they were steps towards her ultimate goal. Emma's story was just beginning, but she was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The university's clinical training wing stood as a place of both hope and challenge for Emma. Her worn-out shoes and second-hand textbooks made her stand out among classmates who arrived in designer clothes and expensive medical kits. But Emma's determination was her most valuable accessory. Her first major clinical rotation challenged everything she knew. The hospital corridors were a maze of complex emotions, medical procedures, and human stories. Emma quickly discovered that nursing was far more than just medical knowledge. It was about understanding human vulnerability. Some of her wealthier classmates initially looked down on her. Their whispers and side glances were painful, but Emma refused to let their judgment define her. She worked twice as hard, her compassion speaking louder than any expensive medical equipment. Michael would listen to her struggles during their weekly coffee meetings. "You're proving them wrong with every single patient you care for," he would remind her, his mechanical worker's hands offering silent support. His words became her strength during difficult moments. One elderly patient, Mr. Thompson, became her unexpected mentor. Suffering from a long-term condition, he recognized Emma's genuine care. "Money doesn't make a good nurse," he would tell her. "Compassion does." His words became her daily motivation. Her clinical supervisor, Sister Margaret, noticed Emma's exceptional skills. Where other students followed procedures mechanically, Emma connected with patients. She would spend extra time listening to their stories, understanding their fears beyond their medical conditions. Financial struggles continued to challenge her. Emma would often work night shifts after her clinical training, her body exhausted, but her spirit unbroken. She learned to survive on minimal sleep, her dreams of becoming a nurse keeping her motivated. The university environment tested her in unexpected ways. Expensive medical conferences, required medical equipment and additional training seemed designed to challenge students from low-income backgrounds. But Emma found creative solutions, borrowing equipment, seeking scholarships, and working extra shifts. Her father's gradual recovery became another source of strength. He had started working part-time, taking small jobs around the neighborhood. Their relationship transformed from one of dependency to mutual support and respect. Clinical training revealed Emma's true calling. She discovered that her background of struggle was actually her greatest strength. Her ability to understand pain, to connect with patients from different backgrounds, set her apart from her classmates. One particular medical case changed everything. A young patient struggling with chronic illness reminded Emma of her mother's battle. Her compassionate care went beyond medical procedures, touching the patient's emotional world. The patient's family later wrote a letter of appreciation to the hospital. Her classmates' perception slowly changed. Those who once looked down on her now sought her advice, recognized her exceptional skills. Emma's journey became a silent inspiration. For others who came from challenging backgrounds, the university became more than an educational institution. It was a place of personal transformation, of breaking societal barriers. Emma represented hope for students who believed their background limited their potential. Michael continued to be her strongest support. He would help her review medical notes, listen to her practice patient interactions, and provide emotional support. Their friendship had become a lifeline through her challenging journey. Emma's clinical supervisor recognized her exceptional potential. "You have something special," she told Emma during a performance review. "Your understanding of patient care goes beyond textbook knowledge." Winter brought additional challenges. Balancing clinical training, part-time work, and caring for her father seemed impossible. But Emma had learned to turn impossibility into opportunity. She developed remarkable time management skills, finding strength in moments of exhaustion. Her approach to nursing was holistic. She understood that healing wasn't just about medical procedures, but about human connection. Each patient became more than a medical case. They became a story, a life to be understood and respected. The small achievements kept her going. A patient's smile, a successful medical procedure, a compliment from her supervisor. These moments became her motivation. Emma was transforming from a struggling student to a promising healthcare professional. Her father's pride became a silent but powerful motivation. On difficult days, Emma would remember his eyes, filled with hope and admiration. She was not just studying to become a nurse. She was creating a better future for both of them. As the clinical training semester approached its end, Emma realized how much she had grown. The scared, struggling girl who had arrived months ago was transforming into a confident, skilled nursing student. Her journey was becoming a testament to resilience and determination. The graduation hall buzzed with excitement. Hundreds of students in crisp white nursing uniforms waited to receive their diplomas. Emma stood among them, her second-hand shoes polished, her heart racing with anticipation. When her name was called, the applause was different. It wasn't just a celebration of academic achievement, but a recognition of an extraordinary journey. Her father, seated in the audience, wiped tears from his eyes. Michael cheered loudly from the back of the hall. Top honors in hand, Emma received multiple job offers from local hospitals. The Manchester Central Hospital, impressed by her exceptional academic record and compassionate approach, offered her a full-time position in their pediatric ward. It was more than a job, it was a dream realized. Her first paycheck was a moment of triumph. Sitting at their small kitchen table, Emma and her father counted the money together. Each pound represented years of struggle, sacrifice, and unwavering hope. They hugged, understanding the magnitude of their journey. The local community took notice. Emma's story spread quickly. A young woman who had overcome poverty, worked multiple jobs, and graduated with top honors. Local newspapers featured her story, inspiring other young people from similar backgrounds. Inspired by her own struggles, Emma started a small scholarship fund. She approached local businesses, shared her story, and convinced them to support students facing financial challenges. The fund would provide financial support and mentorship to young people with limited resources. Her father, now working part-time and feeling more confident, became her biggest supporter. He helped manage the scholarship fund, sharing his own experiences of overcoming depression and economic challenges. Their relationship had transformed from dependency to mutual respect and support. Michael continued to be her closest friend. He helped her establish connections with local businesses, supported her scholarship initiative, and remained a constant source of encouragement. Their friendship had become a powerful testament to community support. The hospital quickly recognized Emma's exceptional skills. Her ability to connect with patients, especially children, set her apart. She wasn't just treating medical conditions. She was healing emotional wounds, understanding the human story behind each patient. One particular case defined her early nursing career. A young cancer patient, struggling with treatment and emotional pain, found comfort in Emma's care. Her compassionate approach went beyond medical procedures, touching the child's emotional world. The scholarship fund grew rapidly. Local businesses, impressed by Emma's story, began contributing. What started as a small initiative became a significant support system for students from challenging backgrounds. Emma became a symbol of hope for her community. Her clinical skills continued to improve. Emma pursued additional certifications, attended workshops, and remained committed to continuous learning. Her colleagues respected her not just for her medical knowledge, but for her genuine compassion. The transformation wasn't just professional. Emma's personal life blossomed. She bought a small apartment, supported her father, and began planning for a more stable future. Her dreams were no longer distant possibilities, but tangible realities. Community events began inviting her to speak. Emma would share her journey, emphasizing the importance of determination, education, and community support. Her talks inspired hundreds of young people to believe in their potential. Her father's health improved significantly. The pride of seeing his daughter succeed had been a powerful healing mechanism. He became active in the community, sharing Emma's story and supporting other families facing similar challenges. Michael's engineering career also flourished. Their friendship remained a powerful testament to supporting each other's dreams. They would often discuss their journeys, celebrating how far they had come from their challenging beginnings. The scholarship fund became Emma's most significant achievement. Each year, it supported multiple students, providing not just financial assistance but mentorship and emotional support. She understood that success was about creating opportunities for others. Her mother's memory became a driving force. Every patient she cared for, every student she supported through the scholarship fund, was a tribute to the woman who had taught her compassion and resilience. As years passed, Emma's story became more than a personal triumph. It became a beacon of hope for her community, a powerful reminder that background does not determine potential. Her journey proved that with determination, support, and compassion, anything is possible. The small apartment where her journey began now seemed like a distant memory. Emma had transformed not just her life, but the lives of countless others around her,